Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Canyon. Welcome back to so many things. So many things all swirled together. It might not be timey-wimey, but it is definitely wibbly-wobbly. A wibbly-wobbly ball of stuff. It is a bit of from the comments because all it takes is one comment. Someone in the comments, I had it up. Let me see. And I apologize to you, but not to them, because they did not choose when YouTube rolled out the, usernames, the ats. They didn't choose one. So, user RM1QE5TV8G, melodic, asks, how do Tusks and Fimondas compare to Fusks and Fimondas, compared to Injora S4 Comp Pins with Injora Blues? Lost it. I have to read sideways. I want to get the Fusks because they look better, but do the pins perform better enough to sacrifice good looks? Do you know what that is, ladies and gentlemen? From, one more time, user RM1QE5TV8G. That's a fantastic question. Why is it fantastic? Because I think it's valid. This set of tires costs about the same amount as this set of tires. The Injora Blues that are in here cost about the same amount as the Fimonda hideous swamp greens that are in here. They come in every color under the rainbow, do they not? Uncut, maybe a little over firm for the brothers, but maybe not. We went so far as to endeavor to assemble them identically. OGRC, inexpensive Amazon stuff, brass rings in these two. OGRC brass rings in, well, that one, and that one, in those two. OGRC aluminum rings in these and these. We are talking, fully identical Amazon 105s in every way. The differential being, as you saw right here, if we do this, the Injoras are about a tire narrower. So, 974 grams for the set with the brass in the front pair, 1,090 for the set with the brass in the front pair. And that's just because I do. I have an Injora Red. But I do not have a loose Fimonda. That is my other set of Fimondas. So, the Fimondas are about 7 millimeters wider. We're just talking, there's more of this in this set than there are in these. I didn't think it would be 100 grams worth. Also, the tire being bigger, we've got some weight for the tire. So, that's as close as we can get them. Without the brass rings in these, this set was like 150 grams lighter than this set, and that's we're trying to get an approximation. So, what we've got is we have a slightly heavier set and we have a slightly lighter set. And if you do this yourself, you're going to experience the same thing. You're going to get a little bit more weight on one set and a little bit less on the other because there's less material, physical material here, and there's more physical material here. So, we have the brothers. We've got red. We've got blue. For those following along at home, we were having an issue, a genuine issue, where they are both using Radiolink RC4GSs. They are identical effectively in every way. Someone did point out, except that Zaymot's little shoulder shield is on that side and Tomax's is on that side. We need something more. I don't know if it's a matter of taking the side pieces off and painting them. See, I made a red mark on this one and a blue mark on this one because I couldn't tell them apart. They need some sort of more color to them other than beadlock rings to tell them apart when their bodies aren't mounted, because it's sitting and I have to lift it like that and go, okay, that's red, and put the red on it. I was having the same issue with the radios, and we needed a solution for now if not for good, a good solution for now, which was as easy as it gets. I looked to the tape rack and I said, do I have both blue and red electrical tape? I sure do. So I should be doing less grabbing of the wrong radio now. So that's taken care of. I would love to replace these wheels with colored wheels, and I ordered a wheel, but I don't know. Nobody ever lists Radiolink. I know that I've put other aftermarket wheels on Radiolinks, but I don't remember what other fitment it is. So we're going to find that out, and then I will put a red wheel on this one and a blue wheel on this one. We'll get to that eventually. So we have important things to discuss, which is, let's just set this back on so it's a little more claritative in a moment. This is red and this is blue. Red weighs 3,133 grams as he sits right there. 2200 battery, driver figure installed, Canyon trails on the wheels. Blue, 3,100 grams. They have identical speed controls, identical motors, identical pretty much everything. 33 grams that's a percent, right? 1% of 3,100 would be 31. So we're right about a 1% differential between the two. So if this guy is 100%, this guy's 99%. And I looked through the numbers. They are both 50-50 cross. Cross weight goes this way and this way. 50%, 50%. They are both 55% front weight and 45% rear weight. However, red has 1723 on the front axle, and blue has 1705, 18 grams. On the rear axle, blue has 1395, and red has 1409. 18 grams front, 14 grams rear is 32 grams. There must be a rounding that's taking place to fill it. It's probably like 32.6 grams, but we don't have that level of fidelity. So we're talking a percent, and I looked everywhere. I looked at everything, and then it occurred to me. These two sets of wheels, while appearing identical, are not apparently. Obviously, I think it's trying to establish it to us. They were not ordered at the same time from the same manufacturer. And I recall, while assembling them, yes. Thank you for pointing it out. Most wheels, the beadlock drawer, it confounds me. So here we go, another 105. You've seen these many times, the orange test set. Do you see this ring that goes around right here? That ring serves a singular purpose. When they drill the holes for the beadlock screws and they run a tap into the tap'em, this is basically a clearing slot. It's a slot for the fluid for the taps and the chips to help escape. If you look very closely at the bottom, you can actually see the bottoms of all the holes all the way around. I recall when assembling these that the red ones, they didn't have that groove. So this is literally coming down to, there is some very minor physical, non-cosmetic difference between this wheel and this wheel that accounts for 33 grams in total vehicle weight, which is what, 8 grams per wheel? Well less, 8, 16, 20, right about a quarter of an ounce. Now, how do we approach this? How do we tackle this? Because I would love for them both to drop on the scale and sit at 3,100 dead. I would love that. But, to my knowledge, as a pseudoscientist, there's really only one way to do that. That would be to order 2 more sets of Method 105s at the same time from the same seller, so that they would presumably be from the same manufacturer, and then take these apart or get more rings. Anyway, you see where I'm going. To get 2 identical sets, and then what we have to factor in is that on Amazon, if you order a set of these and a set of these at the same time, there is really, well and truly, no guarantee that the two will be the same. We have achieved variance. Like, that wheel came off that hex, no problem. This wheel felt like the bolt was still in it. We're dealing with, I think, economy is the only accurate descriptor. And this is the price of economy. If I put two sets of Vanquish wheels on here, I bet you they would weigh exactly the same. My gracious. Do I want to replace... Did I not replace these hexes out of the ultimate pursuit of economy? Yes, I did not. That is why they are still the oversized hexes that come on Mias axles. Will I probably end up replacing them in the future? Yeah. I mean, I sanded the living bejesus out of these, and they're still that tight in the SLWs. So yeah, they will most likely get replaced in the future. And just to bring out the pudding, to put the proof in it, the blues, blue. We're not manipulating a result here. 909 on the blues. Reds, 950. So now we're getting into differences in accuracy of certain scales, because that's 41. So does that mean that the blue one, and now, if not for these marks, with their wheels off, I legitimately can't tell who's who. I'm tempted, highly tempted, on the blue guy to dig through the spares and see if I can't put Vanquish plastics on here in place of the Mias to turn all of his red bits black. Because that would really help me tell them apart. Because right now, that looks completely identical to me. So let's throw a block. So, based on that, the blue guy should be 9 grams heavier than the red guy. I don't know if the scales will even... I don't know if they'll do that. Now we're talking about... That could be the differential in length on the wires on the speed controls. We are really getting in the weeds. 2015. We go back in time a couple of years. It is 2015 for Zaymot, the blue one. Blue on there. And, drum roll, 2006, man. 9 grams. I gotta stop, right? Right? There's a point where I gotta stop. I built 2 vehicles that I attempted to have identical, and they are 9 grams different. I can't... Oh, I mean, I guess I could just... I guess I could just stick 9 grams of weight on him. But where? How? It is turtles all the way down. If we keep chasing this level of lunacy, we'll never... It will never stop. So, my original intention was, I'll put the heavier set on the lighter guy, but he's not the lighter guy. The differential is the 41 grams here. So, do we even hassle? Do we? I don't... You tell me. You tell me. Obviously. I don't even need to finish the sentence of the question, but I will. That is so tight. The black set of wheels is even tighter on these wheel hexes. I know. I can feel it. Not just in the air. I can feel it in general. I'm overthinking it. Look at the tightness. Yeah. I gotta replace those wheel hexes. I gotta. It's 41 grams. Those are gonna absolutely suck to remove. I'll tell you that right now. From experience. Because I am going to have to wiggle. I'm going to have to wiggle them all the way off. So we just opted. I I let my mind be taken over by rambling, and we have put the heavier set on red. We're just going to deal with it. Because by putting the heavier set on red, we've offset that heaviness by, yeah, you guessed it, 9 whole grams. That is a noticeable wheel set heft. Ask yourself, how bothered is he by the 9 grams? Is he very nearly bothered enough to start taking stuff off and weighing it? He's close. They have all of the same links. They have the same rod ends, drive shaft, motors, everything. Could come down to a battery. That one just slid right on. Could come down to anything. 9 grams. How do we chase down 9 grams? Well, is the point of the 9 grams not moot in itself? Because I have little to no desire to spend the additional money to get the wheel sets into perfect parity. I think at the beginning of the end of the beginning of the next day that I've done my due diligence. I tried, right? We made an effort. A 32 gram net, although right now it's going to be, oh wait, so take away the 32, he's 9 grams heavier, but his wheel set is, what did I say, 978 and 1090? 112 minus the 902 grams. So this guy right here is 102 grams lighter, heavier, and 102 grams is not to be sneezed at. That is definitely an amount. And we have established that all of it is unsprung. It's all wheel tire combo that the extra weight is in. So keep that in mind. We will try to make sure that differential doesn't overwhelm us. And in the future, we are going to not go into this absolute spiraling explosion of nonsense where I fret over single-digit gram differentials between two vehicles. They're the same. Let's just call them the same. Should you get these because you like them, the looks of them, or should you get these because the performance is more pure? I have no idea. I have never driven them close to each other, and right now we are going to take them outside with our taped-up radios, and we're going to do exactly that. So during one of these, there may be some considerations that had to be made that may appear less obvious to the viewer and or listener. This is an instance where red and blue should be relatively easy to distinguish apart because Injora Comp Pins on Injora inserts on blue, that is Zermatt, and Fake Tusks on Fimonda, aka what I just call non-Injora silicones, because they're under so many names. Fimonda, AMK, Who Crawl. I think I've seen a dozen different names of them being sold. It is my impression that they are probably all the same thing. They even have them in different colors. I have a pink set and as I said, a sort of swamp green set, where the Injoras, the colors actually mean something. Green for soft, blue for what I would call medium, and red for what I would call impossibly hard. So what we're going to do is we're going to ramble here for a minute, maybe a little more, and then we're going to do effectively a tire test protocol light, L-I-T-E, kind of condensed, because if I can do quick hits, quick by Canyon standards, in rapid succession, rapid by Canyon standards, I think I'll be able to tell. And anything where there's a draw is great for both tires. And I anticipate, here's my early anticipation, there is no side lug on a mini pin. and there's a reasonable amount of side lug on a Fake Tusk, on a Fusk. So there are going to be moments where the mini pin does better, because a pin is kind of like cheating. That's why they're banned for a lot of Sorca. They're not scale. And then it's not going to do as well as the other tire in other situations. So this is a weighted thing, right? You have to, what are you giving in exchange for what you're getting? And we're going to find that out. Well, blue is lined up, so I mean, that's straight shoot. That's straight shooting, ladies and gentlemen. Also, going from his everyday combo to these, pretty easy business. We're adding a couple 100 grams in wheel tire combo weight. We should behave a little more stuck down. This is interchangeable at this point, which, as far as I'm concerned, is the best possible outcome. Get that around, cut back right, try to hit that exact spot on the rock, go to a neutral position. Yeah, we'll just leave it right there in a rollable position, but we've got a very heavy insert. Come across, get right here, shuttle it out, come around, cut right, go across the exact spot. Little hesitation there. Kind of, well, long hesitation there. Just needed a little more throttle. They drive similarly enough, but differently enough. I mean, obviously. Is the additional weight hurting? Is the 110, 120 grams, is it not helping? Don't know. I don't know. Up here on the pull-up, I mean, that is effortless. Let me see. I need to get over there quick. Yeah, there it is. See those little hesitations? Forward drive, soft edge to the comp pin. So we'll call that 1-0, I guess. Daphne's. Should have no problem on clearance. That little stuff right there. What this is implying to me is that, and it shouldn't. The Fimonda, we'll just call them Fimondas for the point of this, they're a little too firm. And when I say a little, I mean right there. That amount too firm. Like, dude, let's get him off to the side here. Yeah, we can, yeah, perfect. Excellent job. They're being very cooperative today, these two. Okay, you see that push? You're gonna get more forward drive from a pin. There's just more forward drive. The maneuverability, though, the quickness of the maneuvering, I give that to the Fake Tusk. That was a, did I pop, are we popped? Yeah, okay, let me fix that. I did not reprogram, I did not double check their reverse settings. Drag brake and everything is all the same, but I didn't look at reverse. I just went forward to the ones that I thought were, I think blue is on 25% reverse. But like in the terms of this straight in, if you give that pin something to bite, it will keep biting. But watch that side slide, right? We can get in there. Now, belly's up, bring it back a little bit, and come forward. Yeah, in terms of forward drive, it's not as close as I think anyone would like it. The Fusk is doing the things, but it just can't compete with a pin in terms of pure forward drive. The positionability is better. Oh, we'll fall out. Okay. Get a little bit more this way. You get the spot. They have a very similar width of track in which they're comfortable. Just the pin, despite having no side lug, can just do it just that little bit better. Now, even at this point, I wouldn't say that the pin has done anything better enough to be like, oh, yeah, that's definitely not even 50% reverse. I would not expect any blowouts. Okay, little to no hesitation of that. It just does. Just those little tiny, oh, just a slip of a lug here, a slip of a lug here. It's very nearly interchangeable. But on the official, unofficial scorecard, I have the Injoras up 2-0. It's really solid right there. Really solid. That upturn with the slide, it's kind of exactly where you want to be. Just that the weight is just setting that front end down. Okay, stay in it. Yeah, just pushes it back down. That's going to be reasonably tough. How about right there? That is going to be reasonably tough for the pin. Let's see. The Injoras are acting a little bit softer. Surprising to a degree because on the bench they feel remarkably similar. It's just got to be a PSI issue. It's how much pressure is going on each pin. They feel very, very similar across the middle here. Whoop. Oh, hold on. Just let it stay in. See if the cross weight's going to transfer. I don't think the rear is going to over collapse. Okay. Is it just that matter of a couple more millimeters? What are we talking? Tread, main core part of the tread, 6 millimeters, maybe 7 millimeters wider on the Fusk. It felt a little more, like there was a little bit more stability there. Okay, we'll do the cut back here. I'll try to come across high right here. No problem there. You see that driver front not lifting at all. No lift. Geometry and cross weight absolutely doing it right through there. Okay, pull up to a stop. See if we can get this guy into the same position. A little more grip, a little less slip. Didn't get quite as clean of an approach on red, but maybe just the extra weight. Yeah, it feels there's just not quite as much grip. You'd probably have to cut the Fimonda for a vehicle of similar weight. What did I say, 3,100 grams? So we're in that 6.5 pound range. So maybe we're either the insert is too firm or the rig is a little underweight for the insert. But they are remarkably similar in capacity. So on the side hill, I have the advantage to the Fusk. Oh, that was very close. right, cut back this way. A little less wheel speed. Just doesn't quite, yeah, a little bit, responds more to a little bit more wheel speed. That's a little wide out. You can straighten it out. Of course, it descends like it's glued. Swing it around. See, we're about a tire's diameter? We're about a tire's diameter away from just pulling onto the lip there. Just gonna kind of jostle it a little. Okay, so we need a little bit of a bump to pull up level. And once we're on, we're over, and we're very stable on the way down. I think we can park right here and not be in the way. All right, Mini Pin, what do you got? It is 2-1. In my unofficial opinion here. Ooh, yeah. In any instance where it's just pure drive, yeah, it's advantage to the Injora. Oh man, yikes! Ooh, if we were giving out double points now, is it the tire, or is it that the combo is not singing the song that we want to hear? Because we have little in the way of surprise here. Injora inside Injora, yep, does the thing. Now, well, let me do this. Going back to the genesis of this whole thing, which looks better? Oh my God, the red one by a lot. By a lot. It's not even close. So this is that's 3-1. 3-1 to blue on the double Injora combo. You know, because we want everything to be awesome. We want everything to be good. I was hoping it would be closer, and I'm not sure. I've been watching the deflection on the Fusk, and it looks pretty good. They are over firm by the tiniest bit. Maybe a pound more on red, and he's going to get that same amount of bite, but I don't think he's going to ever pull even in forward drive with blue. I think that the Mini Pin has just got the edge. I think today's real MVP, electrical tape. This has made things so much easier. Oh wow, look how close that color is. It's closer than, unfortunately, it's closer than the competition. Oh, that was effortless. That was effortless. Swing it around. Little bumper in. Yeah, I think I might trim the shackle mounts off. I may well. Let's park right. Let's try to figure out where to park. They get real competitive with each other. Yeah, there we go. Get some blue. Keep some blue in the frame. Fresh in your mind, everybody. Fresh in your mind. I don't know. That felt better. Okay. We'll do the wrap. Okay. Trying to do the circle dance here. Okay. Oh, that's side lug right there. Side lug getting it done. Okay. Swing around. We gonna have enough tight? No. Gonna have to angle it back. That front end just wants to settle. Good. Very good.
pretty bad approach line. Not great, but ooh, the Fusk is looking real shiny through here. Ooh, that was proper nice. That was proper nice. I'm edge to Fusk right here. Now we have no side lug, so what will the pin do? Means we're relying a lot more on the rear tire to get us over. Yeah, it's a different approach. You got to cut it a little different, but the end result is pretty much the same. Now, how's the turn in going to be? Are we still going to go wide? Same, pretty much the same exact thing. That's tighter. Got a little slide there. No side lug is going to push us out. Yep. Pushed us out again. Got to get up there, right there. Ooh, and on that second part, on the wraparound, that is a straight draw. They did it, in my mind, they did it basically the same. I had to make corrections in different spots, but I had to make similar corrections. So I'm gonna give that one, and Zaymot came out, Blue came out and made that look easy, but once it got up on the top, I could maneuver the Fusk better. 3-2 to the Tusk with no advantage going into the next one. We're gonna do Daphne's third, and then we're gonna wet down Slick Rock, and then we're gonna call it, because it's sitting at 3-2 right now. In my dream, the Fusk evens it up at Daphne's, but even if it doesn't, I think they're not interchangeable, but they're interchangeable. You know what I mean? If you understand what I'm asking, what is it about flies and ankles? Why will flies land on your ankles if your ankle is exposed? Minor hesitation on the way up. Right side, left side. Ooh. I want to stay in it. No. Didn't really get the approach that I wanted. I want it more there. Yes. Okay. Response to an enforced line, which means I don't want to go where the tire naturally wants to take me. I want to go where I want to go. Response to that, very good. Plus points. It's very close. I would call that a draw on that side. There's the spot. Cut back. Oh, man. It's Blue, but by the tiniest of margins. And again, it's because we're asking it for forward drive. That forward drive right there. Watch this. Let me see if I can line them up just right. Let me see if I can line them up just right. Get right over here. Right there. That little differential of wheel speed, that little pop of the lug right there. That's the difference between these two tires. We're getting some side hill stability, perhaps in part due to the weight of the combo, perhaps in part due to the width of the tire. This can do the thing slower because it's a pin. There's that little bit of an advantage to a pin. The disadvantages, do the disadvantages outweigh the advantages brought to us by a side lugless pin versus something more traditional / scale? So here we are, back where we started, and I have the pin up 4-2 because in terms of raw forward drive, and we'll see right here, getting that little spin, a little more spin, we find the right spot and we pull. But if the mini pin continues what it's been doing since we started, there's just more forward drive. Because at the end of the day, what I think has not happened is that the Fusk sacrificed forward drive for versatility. I think the mini pin sacrificed versatility for forward drive. In my mind, it is a pure forward drive tire. That's what it is. It says Comp Pin on the side. Look what's on Sporties and MOAs and all those things. So, as I mentioned, perhaps in passing, Sorka doesn't allow them. There's no pin tires are allowed. So there's something there. We're talking about something that it's just that much better. Could you tune an insert? What about a shimmed Injora insert inside the Fusk? Would that be better? Could be. But what we're trying to look at is these are nearly identical price points. These are pretty much the same for both sets. Oh, did we clean a little dust off? Did we clean a little dust off? That's not pretty good. That's a very good showing on wet for the Fusk. Oh, okay, we're gonna have to try to shuttle and not drop it. This is worst case scenario right here. Ooh, give a little slide. Nope. Didn't quite get it in there. Right there, cut back a little sooner. Nope. Yeah, oh. Was it dusty? Because that got better. He got better on wet. Pin. Pin is exactly the same. That's a draw. That's a straight draw. Absolute draw. They don't really mind that it's wet. To the both of these gents, it more feels like we just cleaned the rocks off for them. So there you have it. Forward drive, the Fusk doesn't really stand a chance against a pin. If your objective is pure performance, the pin wins. If your objective is looking better, I mean, again, inarguably, looking at them from the side here, it's not even close. If we're going to put a point for tangible intangibles, we'll put a point on the Fusk for looking the part, which would take it from 4 to 2 to 4 to 3. If we put it in terms of, I don't know, the intangibles, we're going to pull even at 4 to 4, right? In terms of, again, in conclusion, in terms of pure performance, the Fusk, he did his best. He did his best. And at 120 grams heavier, 112, 120, really good, but it just can't quite compete with a pin. It's not really fair, but the compounds are very, very close. If Injora was doing a Baja Pro XS, would it be better than the Mix Racing Fusk? That's it. In S4, that's an excellent question. I don't know. Whatever compound is going into the Fusk is good. It's quite good. That insert, towards the end of it, I started to come to the conclusion that it is about 10% too firm at his weight. If you were 7 pounds, you would probably be perfect. Just setting perfect on them. If I cut them, I think they're going to fall back the other way and go too soft. So maybe we're in an in-between space. But what we did is uncut inserts of both types in unmodified tires of both types. And I know in some instances it looked farther away than maybe in my head the totaling seems to be. But, I mean, just by the look of it, the red looks so much better. We run the pin because of the performance. But if you like the look of the Fusk better and you're using it mixed, if you're not just pure rock crawling, if you're pure rock crawling, don't sacrifice the vanity, just get the pins. If you're doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and you're going over here and you're going over there, I would take the Fusk. It's a win-win situation. And do you want to know why it's a win-win situation? Because very recently I tested the Extreme Route Lamprey, which costs $72 a pair and do not come with inserts. So you're going to have to put inserts in them to the tune of at least $20. So that's $92. Everything before you. The Injoras are $27 for the tires and $20 for the inserts. That's $47 USD. And the Fake Tusks are $26 for the tires, and I've seen the inserts as low as $17. So that's $34. You add that together, it's $81. So for the cost of a set of the Lampreys, you can have both of these. Inserts included. There are no losers between the Fusk and the Comp Pin. They are fantastic because they are currently, they sit in the leaderboard of the Canyon Tire Test Protocol of the absolute top of performance per dollar. The silicone insert is not the ultimate. It's not the super optimized result, but it's really good and it will work really well in a lot of applications. And a pair of scissors and you can cut them to tune. I've seen people sticking chunks of Nerf darts and insulation foam in to firm them up. They are as tunable as most any 3D insert, but they are far cheaper, far cheaper. A decent set of 3D printed inserts is going to cost you $40 or more. And for $40, you could have a set of Injoras and a set of non-Injoras and tune them to your heart's content. This is a day of no losers. Tomax and Zaymot, they came out and they did the thing. MVP on the day. I stand with it. I stick by it. I'll say it off into the future. Colored electrical tape. Look at that. These boys, they did the things. We did the things. Grab your salt shaker and take these results with as many grains of salt as you see fit. Right? Different terrain, different rig weights, different environment, different climate, different everything. They're all variables. We've made our efforts to reduce the variables as much as we can. And this is where we ended up. Pretty good. So, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us here in the Canyon. Thank you. Keep putting those comments in the comments below, because it just takes one. You give us one comment, and we will make an hour-long video out of it, because sometimes y'all are asking questions that I didn't know I was already asking myself. What you know what they call that? Synergy.